Well, good morning. I think day 161. Beth has dropped us off. Thanks, Mom. Hawkeye's getting his stuff together. Joy's walking around in circles. And we came in with Aftermath today. And she's already headed up the trail because she thinks she's going to be a lot slower than us. But this is where we went out yesterday, right across the street. That's the AT going southbound. We're going north today. We've got about 16 miles, and we'll see you on the trail here just in a little bit. Well, I heard it coming. We got this mountain creek of the day because we're not going to have much water today. I was looking at the map, and we've got water in 10 miles. And then I think we maybe have a little bit more after that, but not much. So anyway, we're out and on the trail this morning. Doing well so far. Hawkeye lost his iPod's case and had to backtrack about a mile, but he's back with me now, and I'm less stressed, and we're going to head and go forward and catch up to Aftermath. But man, I really didn't know this was here, but it's beautiful. Well, not quite at the top of the midpoint of this climb yet, but beautiful views going back the other way. I'm going to pause here and get my breath, and I'll keep going, but thought I would share this with you.
Down here.
A little further along, and better views. I don't know which direction we're looking. Wait a minute. Yes, I do. We're looking east. So, nice pond down here in the middle. Mountains all over. And I guess we're going probably over to the top of that. That may be, we're on Smart Mountain or Smarts Mountain. And there's, like yesterday, on Moose Mountain, there's a north and a south peak. So that may be the other side over there. It may not be. But we're going to get on back in the woods in the shade because it's hot. Well, more pretty views here this morning. That's a tower up there on top of that one. That may be where we're headed.
I think it is.
So maybe that's the south peak of Smart. I don't know. But I'm assuming we'll go up that ridge right there. But I do remember seeing a tower in our picture for today. So we'll see what happens as we move further along. Well, earlier in the day, I showed you from a distance Smarts Mountain and the tower thereupon. And here it is in close-up. We're right at the base of it. We've been sitting down here chilling. We've had our lunch snacks and stuff like that. And we're going to head on up the trail here just shortly. But I wanted to show you the top of this, and we'll show you whatever else we see for the rest of the day.
Top of a fire tower. Hopefully I don't drop my phone. That'd suck. There's people down there. And then the view over here.
This is a nice little trek right through here. We just left the summit of Smarts Mountain. I misspoke earlier that there was a north and south peak. I think that must be something else that's coming up in the next day or so. But I think Smarts was it. We're going to go down for a little bit, but we passed a southbounder who said the down wasn't nearly as bad as the up. And then we've got to go up another little bump here in the afternoon. Not quite as steep or as high as what we've done so far. So the worst of it is over, but we're not completely out of the woods, no pun intended, just yet. We have about 10 miles to go to our pickup today, but we'll be just fine doing that. So the nice thing about it is the more we hike, the closer we're actually getting to the town where we're staying, Lincoln, New Hampshire. So our first drop-offs were like an hour and a half out, but I think that maybe we're only about 40 minutes from where we're getting picked up today. Should be only 40 minutes from the Airbnb, so that's nice. So we're working our way ever closer to where we're staying. So that'll let us sleep a little bit longer in the mornings. And honestly, for the next couple of days, we don't have as long a days because it was going to be too much to do in one day, but there's not road crossings enough to make it anything, there was only one possible out. So anyway, our next couple of days will be a little shorter, but they're also going to be really steep. I think tomorrow we have Mount Moosilauke or Moosilauke, depending on how you like to pronounce it. I've always said Moosilauke, but I did have somebody say it's Moosilauke. I Googled it. They said you can say it both ways, so I'll probably wind up saying both. But beautiful little trek through the fir trees here today, and we are going to be heading down only to go back up a little bit. Well, this is about the fourth pile of moose droppings that I've passed in the last little bit, and it looks to be incredibly fresh. So I'm going to keep my eyes out and see if we can see this varmint somewhere, but I dare say we probably won't. It's kind of hard to say whether that's fresh or if it's just been rained on overnight so it looks fresher. But there have been 4 or 5 piles in the last several hundred yards, but I don't see any tracks in these soft spots. That's the thing that's really confusing to me, is lots of evidence, but I don't see the track evidence for them to be walking up the trail. Well, here's a closer look at this little brook and the bridge. Very nice. I'm gonna stop and get some water. I'm standing in the way of Hawkeye, so let me go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna get right there and get water, and then I'll go up and filter some and camel up a bit. Well, we've begun our climb up Mount Cube. It's in stages. We got to go up for a little bit, flat for a little bit, down, and then up some more. And I don't know if we're at the top of the first up or not. It looked like on the map it was gonna be about 500 feet up. And I don't feel like we've come that far, but maybe we have. If we start going downhill, I guess I'll know. And if that's the case, it's not gonna be so bad, because we just made it right up that little uphill. But I'm gonna go this way. Sometimes these rock faces can be slick. It rained last night, and a lot of what we traversed this morning was really slick. Now the sun's out, and a lot of these are drier, so they're not as bad. But if we can get on dirt or smaller rocks and have traction, that's the safer path to follow, so that we don't go slip sliding through the forest. Oh, we're still climbing. This is the view that we were promised, or one of them. I think we'll have others. But nice day. It looks like it's raining way off in the distance back there. Hopefully we'll be able to avoid that in the next few days as we start our traverse in the whites. But for today, it's good weather. All right, I'm pausing on my uphill here on the climb up Mount Cube. We probably got a mile to go, and boy, it's rocky. I think things are about to get real. I'm expecting a lot of this tomorrow and the days to come as we start our traverse into the White Mountains. I can't remember whether we get there tomorrow or the day following, but I know we've got a lot of ups in the next few days, and I'm expecting terrain like this, so we'll try to be as safe as we can go, and I'll show you what we see up the way. Well, in the realm of where have we come from, you can't make it out, but the tower over here on Smart Mountain is right in front of us. So yeah, I can see it with the naked eye, but I can't see it in my camera. So that's where we came from today. So we've been kind of meandering for the last few hours to get to here. And I don't think we're anywhere near the top of Cube Mountain yet. We're trying to make our way upward. It's, as I showed you a minute ago, it's very rocky, and you can see that now. But we're moving on. Well, we just came up this rock face right here. It's pretty steep, probably a 45-degree slope. Nice views off to the side, but it's threatening to storm, so we're going to move forward and get off this bare top up here. We're both thinking this may be the summit of Mount Cube up here. We're not there yet, but we don't have far to go. It's just been kind of tricky on these slippery rocks that we're traversing at the moment. Well, this is our view off the top, I hope, of Mount Cube. Very beautiful. Looking off to the other side, though, I think we got rain. Hopefully we're not going to be traveling down in it, but we'll see. I think we have about 2.5 miles to the road or thereabouts. Hopefully the trip down will not be as arduous as the trip up has been. All right, this is 100 feet further, and we have another branch of this thing that we've got to finagle a way across. Normally we would go right here. I think we still can. But wow, look at all the water. All right, just to give you an idea, this is sort of what the trail was like a while ago. Just a raging stream. This may actually be a stream that's over its banks or something, but it's also the trail. But that's exactly what we've been hiking down for the last hour. Not lots of fun. but we're getting ever closer to the bottom. So for that, we're grateful. Well, the rain has abated somewhat. Still hearing it dripping off the trees, but it's not pouring buckets at the moment. The trail is not a river at the moment, so that's a good thing. I'm mildly less miserable than I was 30 minutes ago. And I'm excited about the fact that I have some dry clothes in the car. So I have to figure out how we can get those dry clothes on me, since we're going to be on a highway, but maybe it will not be a busy highway and we can put up a shield of bodies or get on the other side of the car or something behind the door. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Honestly, I'm not real proud. I'm wet and I want to have dry clothes on, so I'm going to figure something out. But anyway, we're about a mile out now, and hoping the Aftermath is okay. We hadn't seen her in a little while since we stopped to get water at the 6 mile mark or 6.5 mile mark. So we're both prayerful that she's doing okay coming up and over, because she would not have been on top of Mount Cube yet when the thunderstorm started. But anyway, we'll keep her in our thoughts and we'll let you know how she does here as soon as we know. Well, this is still the aftermath of the storm that we've had this afternoon, rushing down what was already going to be a pretty nice mountain creek. But man, it's really flowing today. We're near to the bottom, less than half a mile, and eager to get out of wet clothing. So we'll see you in just a little bit. Hey, our stranger friend has come in. And I bet Aftermath is soaking wet. Wait for the camera. How were those new shoes?
Not new anymore.
Not new shoes anymore.
She's got a smile on her.
All right, well, yeah, I'm glad to see a smile on her face. I'm glad to see that she doesn't seem to be bleeding anywhere. So, well done.
Woo!
All right, we're back in town. I've just been dropped off. We are heading for supper, and you can't see it now, but we got a double rainbow going here. There's one of them right here, one of them over here, and man, look at all these townhouses right behind the Price Chopper. We're gonna go buy some groceries here in a little bit, but we're gonna eat supper first. So we're back in town in Lincoln, New Hampshire, and we had a pretty good day except for the rain. It is what it is. Nobody got hurt. We all got down. We've all showered. We're heading for supper. So we'll talk to you soon. We appreciate you joining us today, and we hope that you'll join us again first thing tomorrow morning.